Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on WMBD Plus, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman.
And I'm Alex Berger. Today we're talking about a men's club pushing for community support to continue bringing one of the biggest Halloween events in the area. And then we're talking about an upcoming event focusing on community members enjoying and studying art made in Bloomington.
And lastly, we see the children's home place Pinwheels in the grass. We'll let you know the important message behind the tradition. But our first story of the day, the men's club in Marquette Heights puts on Spook Hollow every year, making thousands of dollars for the city.
That's right, but the members of the club say Spook Hollow is more than just a Halloween attraction.
WMBD's Jack Bozikas, friend of the program, joins us now to explain how a tax is impacting their local nonprofit. So how much is the amusement tax and who is it impacting? There's an amusement tax, first of all. Who knew?
Right. So that's kind of a big part of this. It's who it's impacting, Spook Hollow. It's really impacting them in terms of they're the only 501c3 nonprofit that kind of has that amusement, amusement per se category. And it's a 5% tax. So basically, this is brand new. It passed in September, and now they're starting to see the effects of it. I spoke with the president of the men's club today, and they have had to pay more than $12,000 for this tax. To put that into perspective, roughly they make operating costs and stuff around $240,000 a year. So that's 12%. Or 5%, $12,000, that's how you get that number. But they have previously donated, just from 2020 to 2025, they've donated just to the city and, fire department, police, $165,000.
Oh.
So the president of the men's club is like, he feels this is unfair because why are you imposing a tax on a 501c3 nonprofit organization that is already donating well more than the tax? So he's very frustrated, rightfully so, and there's a lot to this. There's a lot to this story, and potentially more to come out, down the line and how this unfolds. But that's kind of the main gist of this whole story that I had today.
Yeah, and with that, how is it kind of impacting the men's club? How's it impacting Spook Hollow? I know you just gave a little bit of it. Kind of expand on that.
So I said I said, well, what? I'm sure you went to the city with your concerns. What are they saying? What do they expect you to do? And he told me that the city told them to raise ticket prices. He doesn't want to do that.
Who is imposing the tax? Is it city tax or state tax?
City of Marquette Heights. So, for example, Bloomington doesn't have this. They have an amusement tax, but 501c3 nonprofit organizations are exempt, right? The same goes for Chicago. Chicago has 501c3s exempt. Why is Marquette Heights not?
Different,
right? Why is it different? So they were told to raise ticket prices, and the men's club president said, no, we're not going to do that.
Right.
We're not going to do that.
Nor do they want to cut back on donations either.
They don't want to cut back on donations, but this money has to come from somewhere. So if nothing changes, the donations they're going to see less donations. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's a weird kind of gray area it's muddy waters, but it just seems like if it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, why is this tax in place? And I reached out to local government officials at Marquette Heights. I reached out to the mayor and the alder people, and nobody has gotten back to me today. So I'm still waiting to hear from them.
They're at an impasse right now. We're just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh, interesting. And I mean, Spook Hollow, obviously something that's very popular in the Halloween time, and it's something that, later you learn it's a charitable thing. You don't really think about that. So interesting.
Yeah,
we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people's favorite fast food restaurant, Taco Bell, is turning up the heat with a spicy new twist on its chicken nuggets, is it?
Yeah, I love Taco Bell.
So this twist on their chicken nuggets is they're introducing Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets. It's a limited time item Coated in a powdered version of its popular Diablo sauce, which tastes like nothing, by the way, they hit menus April 16th for a limited time. Yeah, that's the thing. They want to say that they've got these spicy sauces. It doesn't taste like anything. Mild, hot, Diablo, whatever.
I don't use the sauces.
No,
I never use the sauces. I never get the chicken either. I'm not there. I don't go to Taco Bell for chicken nuggets.
Hello, somebody. Talk about it.
Like, I don't go there.
Stick with what you're.
Stay in your lane.
That's
Stay
it.
in your lane,
Right.
Taco Bell. I don't go there for chicken nuggets. If I need to, I'll go to McDonald's or Wendy's. You know, they got perfectly good options, and they're. The most I'll accept is the nacho fries.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
already kind of going out of their lane,
Right.
stepping out of their zone, but they're delicious. So whatever, we can get over it because they're great.
I like
These
everybody
chicken
for their
nuggets-
original.
Yeah, right. These chicken nuggets are just, they're all right. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The crispy, what was it? The crispy cheddar chalupa.
Whoa.
Taco Bell. I'm looking at you. The crispy cheddar chalupa needs to come back. Full-time menu item. I've said it on this
Yes,
show
you
before.
have.
It is the best Taco Bell menu item of all time. It launched when I started here at WMBD, and I swear every day for a month I was at the Taco Bell down the street for my lunch hour.
Whoa.
Just because it was so good, and I knew it was a limited time thing, and I was like, I'm never gonna get this again. They're probably never gonna bring it back, and
Wow.
they haven't.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, Austin Feeman is going to be joining us from the Twin Cities to tell us about an event focusing on appreciating local art. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines on WMBD Plus. Our next story of the day, Slow Art Day, an event encouraging the community to take their time while viewing art, is happening tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll let you do
WMBD's
it.
Austin Feeman joins us live in Studio B. Tell us all about the upcoming event, what it means to the artist. Austin, friend of the program, welcome on. So what
Nice
is
tie.
Slow Art Day? Yeah, that is a nice tie. He's got the best collection of ties.
Is that orange? Because I have orange on too.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
matching. It's a nice colorway. So Austin, what's Slow Art Day now that we're talking about colors here?
Yes, so yes, this is in fact orange and just one of many ties in my collection. But besides the point, Slow Art Day is basically in a day that is celebrated worldwide. It's not just in Bloomington or Illinois. It's celebrated worldwide. The Mexico City actually just recently started celebrating it, but it's really just a chance for people to take their time viewing art. You know, going to different galleries. You know, downtown Bloomington is absolutely full of amazing art galleries from local artists who are presenting their art for you to view. So this is just a chance for the community to come, see these artists, really take their time looking at it and really decipher what it means, and then speak with the artists about it as well. You know, talking with the artists about what the art made you feel, how you know, different things like that. So, like I said, it was started worldwide. It was started in Bloomington in 2020, and then I believe a few years before that it was started.
Okay, Slow Art Day. I love art, okay?
Yeah.
We can appreciate
How could
good
you
art.
not?
Hello. So what art is special? So what is special about this year's event?
Yeah, so this year's celebration, you know, as we all know, Route 66's centennial is this year, celebrating 100 years of Route 66. And, you know, the two events, the centennial and the Slow Art Day happening tomorrow, kind of coming together and merging into one. You know, Bloomington is right on the route of Route 66, as well as Springfield, Pontiac, Lexington. All of those places will be celebrating Slow Art Day with their own local galleries, and all of those places are also on Route 66. I was talking with Janine Baird. She's a local artist over at Art Vortex Studios, and she said something that really stuck with me. She was saying how Route 66, you know, you take that route not because you want to get somewhere fast, but because you want to slow down, experience the route, see what's on it, meet new people, and things like that. The same concept is happening for Slow Art Day. So people are slowing down. They're not just breezing through just to see everything or to get to where they need to be. They are taking their time, realizing what it means, just like Route 66, you know, taking your time on the route, seeing all the sights to see, all the people to meet. So they're really going hand in hand this year with the celebration of Route 66 and Slow Art Day.
Yeah, now, if someone who loves art wants to, I don't know, participate in this, how would they be able to do that?
Yeah, so, you know, participation is very easy. You can go to any participating art gallery in downtown Bloomington, which, don't quote me, I'm pretty sure it's all of them. So you can really just go to any art gallery in downtown Bloomington or Springfield, Lexington, Pontiac, or really anywhere in the world and experience Slow Art Day. There's no tickets, there's no payment or anything. It's just a chance for you to see all the local artists, their art, and them telling their stories through those pieces of art, and you deciphering what it really means. But yeah, so really just tomorrow, anytime, you can go to an art gallery, experience some art, and have a good time.
Fantastic. Thank you for that breakdown there, Austin. All right, so switching gears here, we all know how exciting it is for when our sports team wins.
Hello.
At an Australian football game, 2 fans, they celebrated their team winning, but how they celebrated the win is going viral. Check it out.
He certainly produced the match winner.
That's insane. How do you do that? Their team won, but they lost. This celebration even kind of looks like the one guy pokes his buddy in the eye there a little bit. You're curious. Yes, Australian football is different than rugby. We are not sure how. We just know that it is. It just also so happens that our Australian employee is literally not even here. But yeah, here, do you want to try a high five? You see how easy that is? Do you see how easy that is? How do you miss that? Now, now don't look at each other and high five. Oh. We still
better than that. They did a complete miss.
Yeah,
We still at least touched.
They punch the guy. How do you even do that?
It's like going for a dap versus a handshake.
I love seeing the breakdown of like what a certain dap means. Like if you go like that, it's like really someone you know. Anyway.
All right, we got one more local story for you when we return beyond the headlines. Alex is going to stay right there in the hot seat because we'll hear about an event that happened at the Children's Home this morning. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Our final story of the day, as part of Child Abuse Awareness Month, the Children's Home Association of Illinois held their annual pinwheel planting event representing the work they do to protect children. Alex Berger is in the hot seat to tell us the significance of the pinwheels. So what do these pinwheels mean? Yeah,
so this is something that the Children's Home Association of Illinois does pretty much every year, especially every year that I've been around. They basically plant these blue pinwheels, just like that you see, in a big old hill. So what they'll do is, it's usually held outside. Today, it's not like a super nice day, so they plant them there. They each get one, and it basically represents, moving forward or like what they want to do, which is protect children, to give children, the life that they deserve, and to, protect child joy, because, there's a lot of difficult situations that a lot of children end up in, and they do work to make sure that kids can have the best life possible.
Okay, and is there a reason why pinwheel is chosen for Child Abuse Awareness Month?
Yes, so it is to kind of symbolize childlike wonder. Okay. So as you may think, okay, is the pinwheel moving a thing? Nope, it's just, since it's a pinwheel, that's kind of associated with like kids or like like kids. You got little spinny hats, It's associated with like childlike joy. So to put that in there, that's to say they want to protect child joy and to make sure kids, have the best life possible. And they're blue because it was also National Wear Blue Day, which coincides with National Child Abuse Awareness Month, which National Wear Blue Day, is just wear blue so you can raise awareness for child abuse alongside Child Abuse Awareness Month. So because
like
the
when we
pinwheels are
wear
blue,
red, it was for Heart Month, but they had the wear red day. Okay,
so this
I'm following.
Yes, so the pinwheels were blue, as you saw, to reflect the day that it actually was. Everyone put blue pinwheels in the ground, and then after they actually plant them, they go inside. Remarks are made, by people from the children's home talking about a lot of their at-home services that they provide. Because what they do is they go from, when a child, is basically conceived to the actual birth, making sure that parents are as prepared as they can be to be a parent, to make sure that that kid has the best life it possibly can.
Okay. And it's nice that the children's home do that, but is there any way that we can help out? Is there anything they're asking of the community?
Yeah, so obviously they are they are always looking for people who can help in their mission. And obviously their mission is to assist families. So they're always asking for volunteers. Their staff is made up of, primarily professionals, people with certifications for, doing certain, doula work or doing certain prenatal care work or anything like that. But as many people that can volunteer to do any of their, assistance work that is possible, because, they also have people that will basically, maybe provide certain toys or something to, help the kid with enrichment, or help the kid kind of understand joy at an early age. Maybe they haven't been in a situation where it was very happy, and so they can kind of understand what it's like to be in a happy place and find the best home possible.
All right, well, thank you, Alex, for switching gears here. The White Sox are leaning into their most famous fan. On August 11th, the team will give select fans a White Sox Pope hat. The hat is green and black and shaped like the Pope's mitre. You had to purchase tickets in certain sections, and then the team would send you a hat. But guess what? They are all sold out.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, even when they just dropped their City Connect. I will say this. White Sox fans are very loyal. Very loyal. I mean, they have been one of the worst teams in the MLB in the last couple years. And, I've kind of been on a baseball fan journey, if you will. Raised a Cubs fan, became a Dodgers fan for my grandpa, decided the Dodgers weren't really for me, became a White Sox fan for Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson leaves. I went back to the Cubs. But I've been to Wrigley Field when it was White Sox versus Cubs, and let me tell you, White Sox fans are ruthless. Ruthless.
You got to be loyal to a team like that.
It is rough. They care way more about hating the Cubs than the Cubs do. Yeah, so I
love a good rivalry.
Yeah, so it's real interesting. But who do you have a baseball team?
No, I don't. You've been on the show when I talked about my Uncle Al, who's a scout. So it's usually like whoever he's working for at the time.
Yep.
But fun fact, shout out to CJ Lewis, a kid out of Bloomington Normal. I say kid, excuse me, CJ, he's an adult. He's working with the Philadelphia Phillies now. He just started. Yeah, he's at their spring training camp location for all of his training, which is in Florida, in Clearwater. But he finished, he had a internship, post-grad internship with Yale, and then now he's with the Philadelphia Phillies. Something with like their strength and conditioning department or something like that. I could be saying that wrong.
That is incredible.
Yes,
live out your dreams.
Shout out to Bloomington Normal working with the MLB.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? Thank you for joining us on today's Beyond the Headlines.
You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.